All right, good morning. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to Tomboy Official. Um, Man, I feel like mornings are fast. Like, I woke up too early. I woke up at when I looked at my clock, it was like 4. There's like this crescent moon, and it's all like, I could see it like up above my neighbor's house, and I was thinking, like, wow, it's been a while since I've seen the moon over in that direction. Um, I haven't been paying too close attention to the lunar cycles, but I feel like it wasn't that long ago when it was like 10 p.m. or so, and I'd have my lights out and going to sleep or getting ready to go to sleep, and I noticed the moon would be out. Like it shines in my window certain, uh, uh, like certain angles, certain, you know how it is, like it just moves. But I really like to pay attention to it. And one of my bedroom windows, the one that's at the side of the house, it shows basically like the sun has direct light in, and the moon also has like a direct kind of like I can see it. Um, but yeah, I didn't notice how long it had been since I'd kind of seen the moon, um, because I was up so dang early. And before the moon was shining through my window, like closer to like when I was going to sleep. I mean, it's normal, but it's just like weird stuff like that I pay attention to. Um, like I'm in my childhood bedroom, uh, so well, not like young childhood, but we lived here since I was a teenager. So it's kind of funny. Like I think I've mentioned this before, but I have from when my bedroom was kind of arranged differently. There's a spot on my closet that I was drawing the little path of shadows that were showing up on my closet. Like I have these like Venetian blinds, like those old like aluminum ones, and they're just basic ugly blinds, but they're intact enough that I haven't switched them out yet, which I might switch them out because they're really annoying and they're not beautiful. I'm gonna think about that. But basically, these windows, uh, these blinds, they put them in when we moved in. These blinds have been here for over 20 years. Like they're old blinds. Um, and so it's the same exact, sun and moon patterns that I've kind of noticed most of my life. But there's a spot on my closet that, like, there was a time where the sun was setting, and it shines in through another window when it's setting. Sometimes, depending on the time of the year, and it was shining against my closet, and I made these little rings of where the light was shining in, and it's still literally on my closet in pencil. I never like erased it. And so just the way my room is arranged now, there's not like a direct path at the moment, but yeah, that's kind of an interesting little fact about this bedroom. So um yeah, it just kind of helps me keep time with the times of the year and stuff. I think I've mentioned that I kind of have this little ritual of checking out the like sunrise, sunset. Mm. I'm trying to time my coffee intake with sunrise. I've been kind of missing it a little bit. It's about 6:35 a.m. So yeah, I did have a little coffee on time this morning so far. Um, and let's see. Sorry, I'm checking the weather. Dang, because I think I'm going out of town. Anyways, um, I'm really distracted. I'm sorry. Um, I woke up too early. I found myself nodding off last night around like 9:30. I didn't actually go to sleep at 9:30. I could have slept and I was going to sleep and I was like, no. If I sleep, I'm going to wake up too early. But I think my lights out was like at like 9:05 p.m. or something. I was playing Magic the Gathering and I was like, dude, I was going to play to like five more points and then I just quit cuz I was like, dude, I'm not five more points, but the next five lowered the next five damages. I don't want to talk about Magic the Gathering right now, but basically, yeah, I think that was too early to be trying to like, unwind. Even though I didn't sleep that early, I think it probably contributed to me waking up early. And I ate my last meal around like 3, and I felt pretty good actually when I woke up. I think I do feel a little better when I eat earlier. Um, and I ate pretty clean yesterday. For lunch, I ended up having like a half a perfect bar and a smoothie. I went to the coffee shop nearby me. I haven't been there in ages. The same guy works there from when like right after I graduated high school. One of the same guys. I recognized him. I was like, oh shoot. Um, like this place is like a freaking time warp. Mm. Sorry, you probably hear me drinking into the microphone. That's sorry about that. I'm drinking this coffee. It's pretty good. I'm a little hungry actually. Um, so basically, it's cacao, probably more cacao than coffee. It's got cacao, a little bit of instant like stirring coffee. It's got uh, uh, ghee a little bit. It's got MCT oil a little bit. It's got mm, one of those Coffee Mate little original flavor creamers. So it's got a chocolatey, creamy, kind of like a dark chocolate bitterness. So I would say this isn't. I don't drink my coffee necessarily black lately. Maybe this isn't considered black coffee because I'm putting all kinds of stuff in it. But like, I rarely use creamer. I'm usually in the almond milk, but I was like, I wanted that creamer flavor. And usually I don't mind my coffee getting cold, but it's kind of bitter, so I want to drink it. But yeah, that Imal is it Imalkesh? Imalkesh. That's the brand of cacao. Anyways, guys, we're gonna talk about um. Is there anything else I need to mention from yesterday? Oh, hmm, yeah. I think something came up with contacting somebody that, I didn't think of it much, but I was up at 4 a.m. I started thinking about it more this morning. I was like, I don't know. Don't really know if I'm uh, kind of ready to have certain certain things in my life right now. Certain people and certain steps that I was starting to take yesterday. I started back in studying yesterday and kind of I like mapped out this whole plan for like February and March of like what I'm gonna do. And then this morning when I woke up, I was like, that must have just been the coffee or something, because I had a second cup of coffee yesterday after recording. I think it was like 9 or 10, or I don't know. Later in the morning, I ended up cleaning a lot while listening to the Chosen Family podcast. I cleaned basically this dresser. I didn't clean the top of it, but I cleaned it out. So I have a little more cleaning to do, but I don't want to do it today. But I mean, this has been, I've explained this, like I'm in this weird, this is just a weird phase for me. Like I'm in my childhood bedroom, right? Um, it's kind of like a weird, like it almost feels like a do-over. Like I'm back here, more knowledge, more skills to cope with different things. But I'm still waking up to the same, you know, the sun coming in my room the same way, the moon coming into my room the same way, the sounds of the traffic, same times of day, same times of year, different things like that. I'm, a little, I feel a lot more in touch with things and aware. It's kind of trippy, honestly. But, yeah, I'm really, like, um, today's going to be a pretty introspective day. So yesterday was Weed Wednesday. Today is Friday Eve, meaning it's Thursday. Weed Wednesday did not go as planned because I spent so much time planning and trying to like juggle kind of what I want to do, kind of next steps, next phases. Something about, engaging with some professional friends kind of got me a little, a bit of an uptick in kind of like more career, more like back to, let me get back to a 9 to 5. And then I just kind of like, I was like, I'm not ready. Like it hit me yesterday around like almost 8 p.m. I was like, oh, like I was like, I'm not ready. So that's why I started playing the Magic the Gathering. Kind of took my mind off things for a while. And I'm just not ready, I'm not ready to get back into that type of work environment if I don't have to. And mind you, I love working, but right now I'm way more, I've got projects I need to finish. I've got some creative things I need to do. I'm working on my health. I'm not really trying to get out of this quite yet. Like I'm getting a little bit restless. I can tell. So I think it is going to be a good idea to travel a little bit, go hang out in Vegas, see a few friends hopefully. I've got some friends that'll be over there for the Adele concert. I'm not going to the concert because I looked and tickets are like over $1,600. Even if it went down to like 700, I don't think. I don't think I would do that right now. If I had an opportunity to go with the friends and sit like with them, that would be different. I would do that. I'm about to go see AFI March 11 for the Sing the Sorrow show at the Forum in LA. I think that's the last time they're going to be doing Sing the Sorrow. We got floor general admission. My friend hooked it up. Like, we were gonna have like seats, and we're like, no, not for this show. Like, we want to be on the floor. So it took her till when the tickets dropped from the pre-sale all the way to, I think, this past weekend or so. Um, which reminds me, I don't know if I owe her money because I feel like I didn't pay her that much. I paid her $60. Um, um, sorry, I have to ask her now. All right. Okay, so yeah, because I gave her $60. The tickets we originally had were gonna be $60, and then I just saw that Floor GA is like looks like 240 or something. So I don't know what she paid. Like, I don't wanna leave her with the bill for that. I don't have to. Like, she didn't say to pay, and she's the kind of friend that's like, if she wants you to pay, she'll just send you the Venmo kind of thing. And we had that understanding and arrangement before. I was like, just tell me how much, and I told her how much I'm willing to spend. I said 250 max, so I was like, just tell me how much, you know. And I was like, yeah, just keep me posted. So I paid her for the original tickets that were like 60 something or 60, and then she was still gonna try to get the floor tickets. And so, you know, she told me on the weekend that she got the floor tickets, but you know, I was like, I know, so I'll put it this way. I know, so she told me she got the floor tickets, and I know that if she had expected me to pay, she would have told me how much it costs or how much to pay her or sent me a Venmo. She's that kind of person. But I have the money. I don't feel right about leaving her with it. So, um, I will offer to pay because I mean, if she doesn't make me pay, that's fine, you know. But um, you know, like I know her well, so we've known each other since like third and fourth grade. Like, I know her well. Like, she's a very generous person. We grew up together. She's very generous, especially now. Um, you know, um, but yeah, she used to. She's very generous, but we, um, yeah, money's not like it's not like an issue. It's not like that. It's just I I don't know. I think if I didn't have the money, I wouldn't be like, oh, how much do I owe you? I might not do that, but because I know I can pay, and I told her how much I'm willing to pay. So it's like, if she's like, yeah, it was like $800, like, shoot, like, I told you how much my limit was, like, you know. So, I mean, so I don't know, but I don't really wanna. I don't know, like, I don't wanna. Money's tight for people. They're not really gonna say, and she's coming all the way out here from like Michigan, so and she's gonna be in town for a few days. I don't want to feel like I owe somebody when I'm just trying to like hang out with them and stuff. She wasn't like, oh, it's a Christmas gift or whatever. Like, so I don't really want to. I feel like it would be a little. I don't think it's taking advantage, but in my mind, it's like when I can pay for something, you know, and it's not gonna break my bank. It's not gonna stress me out too much to pay it. Like, yeah, I'd rather not pay $250 for something if I don't have to, but it's like I don't feel right about not offering. Um, I don't even know how much she paid. She didn't tell me, so but I don't know, man. Like, AFI is amazing. I am rambling. I am rambling. Um, I kind of took a bit of a cannabis supplement this morning. Yes, this early in the morning. Like, I don't care. Um, I plan on having a pretty creative day, so I'm not really trying to, do too much otherwise. Yesterday, I think I went pretty full force and was jumping into stuff with an energy that I don't really think I would. I don't think is really representative of the place that I'm actually at in my mind, like mentally. I think it's representative of yesterday's energy. I don't think it's representative of where I'm actually at emotionally with things. As far as like being ready to do things, I mean, I was testing it, I was studying, and I just was like not there yesterday. Like it was not working out. Um, I couldn't focus. Um, Even when I was at the coffee shop, I was like trying to just like find, like it was just, even though it was the same environment that I'm used to, that I studied all through grad school, all through college, at that same coffee shop, and local libraries and places like. But that was one of the places. I had like a circuit of places um, around town to study. Borders, Barnes and Noble, a couple libraries. There was a nicer library that used to be open on weekends. I think Sundays till like 1 p.m. or something. Um, yeah, so I like libraries and stuff like that. I'm gonna start going back to the library and you know a little bit back into coffee shops and stuff, but mostly I was just like opening up some music and stuff and opening up the stuff that I haven't used yet. It's kind of funny when you see my computer. It's it's uh, basically arranged just to have like it's basically arranged um, so that the desktop has um, like basically, how do I put this? I have different accounts, right? So, like when you have Gmail, right, or Google Chrome, and then like, so basically I usually have like about four Chrome browsers um, open under different accounts, because I have like different things like podcasts, like whatever. They're in like different emails, in different Google accounts. And so I have all those Google accounts open, and then each account, has the windows open according to what I'm doing on that thing. Um, One of them's like school related stuff, work slash school. The other one is, well, I say class, not school. It's a class. It's not school, but you know, um, on that end of things, more like career related things. So like with my LinkedIn or whatever, it's all like in one section. The course is open in one section. The discourse is open there too. Like for this podcast specifically, I have its own browser open with like, if I'm, I have the blog, you know, I don't really blog lately, you guys know. I have been, should I mention this? Mm, I'll mention it. I mentioned it. No, I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna mention it. Um, hmm. Okay, I will. I will mention it. So I recorded a previous clip that I haven't posted yet. This clip is about, um, that I started writing again. Some kind of like queer short stories, gender dynamics, and things like that. Those types of topics. Writing some short stories, finishing some short stories, working with some ideas that I already had set out before, but just kind of expanding on those ideas. Um, I'm kind of stuck. I wasn't gonna. I was gonna post the whole episode of what I'm working on to talk about it uh, more once I had more to say. So I've been writing for a while now, um, which is why I haven't been blogging because I've been writing these other short stories, but I'm kind of stuck and I don't know exactly where I want to go with it. Like I do know where I want to go with it. I don't know how I feel about other people reading it. So I'm not sure where I'm actually going to go with it for that reason. And I kind of had, everything's kind of outlined for the most part. And then now I'm kind of like backpedaling a little bit. Like, I don't really know. So we'll see what happens. But I'm kind of hoping possibly that, you know, some of this creative time can be spent figuring that kind of stuff out. I'm really not sure yet. Like I'll have to see. But yeah, I haven't really been blogging too much at all recently. I don't think I've been blogging since like summer. Like I don't remember. Um I've been writing, but I haven't really been posting anything. Um like I'm not writing as much as I thought I would. Like I'm writing other places, like a lot of journaling type stuff too, but it's hard to um I don't know. It's hard because I'm simultaneously like processing things, working through things, and writing things, and then writing other things, So, um, I mean, I like writing. It's something I enjoy, um, but it can be a challenge in its own ways. Like it does help me challenge myself, but that can make it kind of like a little tedious, a little, I don't want to say overwhelming, like as in a negative way, but overwhelming, like, you know, trying to wrap my head around new ideas that come to my mind. It is pretty taxing to be like challenging stuff, even if it's not like deep stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be some like deep seated like thing from like my childhood or something. Like, even just something about like I never really thought about that before. Um, I was just thinking about something uh, this morning. Um, I was kind of writing about it, but I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But basically, I was thinking about a reaction I had, a reaction I was having to something somebody said or did, um, that, they were just kind of playing around, and I kind of took it a little personally, and then I started kind of asking myself, like, well, why did they do that? Like, like, I don't think, I think they were intending to be funny. I don't think they were intending to be, you know, um, hurtful. But then again, like, why would they try to be funny in that way? Like, and I was kind of like thinking about it more, and I was like, maybe there's something to it, but I don't know what it is. And I don't know, maybe it's nothing. Uh, but it's I don't know, one of those things that I wake up and start overthinking about, and it's not even a big deal. I'm just kind of curious to know, like, if there was any kind of conscious motive, or if it was like, you know, when someone kind of pranks you, that's kind of what it's like. I kind of got a little pranked, but you know, it worked out for the best, like once they kind of explained what was going on. But I was kind of like, okay, like, why would you do that? You know, like I'm like, thank God, okay, like you were just like, this was a prank. But it's like the type of prank was just a little, it was a little awkward to me. It was a little odd for me. Um, it wasn't like somebody like pretends like they lock their keys in the car when they're taking you somewhere important or something like that. Like it was nothing like weird like that. Like it was some other thing that I was like, huh. Like how did you expect me to respond? And you know, it went on more than like a day, so it wasn't like immediate like prank and then oh here's the actual thing. It was like 2 days later that they kind of told me what was going on. So I was like, what the heck? Like, so I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what I think about pranking. I might think about the same thing as like, what do you call it? Sarcasm. Like for me, I find it a little hard to believe that sarcasm is like completely fake. Um, like it's just like I do know people that I'm like, I know they have good intentions and they're sarcastic about things, and I wonder, I'm like, I don't really think they're doing it to try to be like hurtful or like weird towards people in any like negative way. But I think it is at the very least a slight bit of a power dynamic. It's kind of like, haha, I kind of like, you know, made you feel this way, even though it was, you know, I'm not trying to like hurt you, but like, here's a little jab kind of thing. Like, I never really understood fully, like, and it does kind of push people away. It's kind of like a keep your distance kind of thing. And there is such thing as being like way too sarcastic. It's like, you know, like sometimes the sarcasm is like a little off. I don't know if that's the right word, but sometimes sarcasm can be a little bit off. Um, and so, yeah, um, I'm wondering the same thing about pranking. Like, it's kind of like people can say, oh, yeah, it's joking, but then it's like jokes have some kind of strange motive behind them. Um, I mean, yeah, to make people laugh, but it's like, I don't know, like you can make people feel any kind of way or like attempt to uh, elicit some kind of emotion from somebody. And so, um, like, um, yeah, I don't really know. Like, like, yeah, there are plenty of examples, like, you know, just telling jokes in general. Um, but I don't really know, like, what, you know, like, what to really think about things like that. Like, not, I mean, I joke a lot all the time, but joking at someone else's expense, even if it's not like cruel, you know, like there's like a range of like joking that's like fine, you know? Like, nobody's gonna get their feelings hurt. Um, you know, but there's like another side of joking that's kind of like a little, not like, I don't know, it has its ranges to a point where maybe it's not like funny, fully funny, or like not at someone's expense, or not, um, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to like shit on comedy. You know, I love comedy. I think it's very fun. It's very entertaining. I find it has a lot of healing properties to it. I think it's nice, you know, to watch stand up. I like that Netflix has so much stand up on there. Every so often I'll just watch it. There's a lot of like queer comedians and stuff too, and like just the jokes that people say like sometimes are really funny. Like I know sometimes people use like certain kind of taboo like language or taboo like topics, and they play off of like that cultural taboo discomfort of like talking about certain things, um, that are just like weird, and just kind of like stuff that you would never really actually do. It's almost like it's almost like when you watch cartoons, you know. I feel like there's certain stuff that they can do in cartoons. Like for example, if you I don't know, this is like this has nothing to do with anything maybe, but take the cartoon King of the Hill, with Hank Hill and all those guys. Like technically that could be just a show, right? Or even Daria from like way back in like before the year 2000, and I think it ended in the year 2000 maybe, but like 1999 or whatever, that cartoon Daria on MTV, like, you know, that doesn't have a lot of like fantasy type topics to it that makes it so it wouldn't have to be a cartoon. Like it's one thing like Pokemon or something where it's like, all right, like these aren't even like real animals, you know, or whatever. Like I heard Pikachu's a chinchilla, but I don't know, whatever. But basically, yeah, like cartoons don't really have to use, um, like I don't know, like it doesn't have to be a cartoon. Some things don't have to be a cartoon, but it's better as a cartoon, right? And it's like there's something about it that makes it more likely to be a cartoon. It kind of makes more sense as a cartoon, you know? And I don't know, like there's always comedy embedded in them too, where it's like even that like F is for Family, that is like pretty funny, right? And it's like, well, if you like that kind of humor, and I feel like in cartoons maybe you can get away with some kind of like crude humor more than you can get away with it in like with real actors, you know. It's like it turns it to a show that like, we're not really going to show this on regular TV. We got to take it to like Showtime or something. Um, but I don't know. I love comedy and cartoons and all that kind of stuff. But I also, um, just wonder about like joking, pranks, stuff like that. Like I don't know. I'm a sensitive person, so you know but I do kind of wonder. Like I'm not like gonna like overly obsess about this thing. It's over and done. Like whatever. Like I don't really think anybody was having like any purposeful like negative intentions, but it's just kind of like a bit of a curious thing because it's not somebody I talk to like very 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 regularly. Um, like we do talk, maybe fell a little bit out of touch just as was normal during the Rona. There were a lot of people in LA I kind of fell out of touch with because I never was seeing them. And it's not like I saw them a lot anyways since I moved to San Diego. And then I was like, okay, to go for like 2 years without really seeing a lot of these people, um, that's a really long time because like we've kept our relationships for such a long time.
So it is kind of like, they knew me before I moved. So we've known each other for like 10, 12, 13, 15 something years. Some people I've known since I was like 5 years old that live out in LA, like I think that's the youngest age I was when I started meeting a couple people, but cuz we moved from the Midwest when I was like 5, and so I met a lot of people, we have family friends from when we first moved out here. And then when I moved out of town, and then, a lot of us moved back. Like a lot of us live back in the same city at our parents' houses. So I have quite a few friends in LA that are also back in LA and living with their families. And so, um, yeah, like it is kind of interesting. But some people I just don't talk to all the time, and then having gone like 2 years without seeing each other or more, I don't know, even the last time. So, like nobody was really meaning to fall out of touch, but it's like we have talked though, um, over the course of the couple years. Just it was like it's different. Like when I'm in San Diego, I can't just like easily see people in LA because I was busy and working all the time. And even when I would come to LA, I didn't necessarily always have plans with them. Like sometimes I just come to LA and like sit around the house. And so like with my parents or whatever, so it's like or I would have other plans. So I might not see certain people. Um but yeah, I get in my head about stuff like that, and I'm just like wondering, and I was like trying to look at different angles, and I was just like, what is going on? Like, does it even matter, It's like at the end of the day, we're in touch again. Um, that's all that really matters. But yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. I just don't understand it sometimes. But this episode is just kind of, I basically ended up rambling um, pretty far off from the norm. So, um, I didn't post yet about the Lily Singh next few pages, but I'm gonna actually post separately about that. Um, so I'm probably gonna post that one first, and then leave this one to post afterwards because it's the same day, but I'm on like a whole other wavelength over here. Um, But I just got a lot on my mind. I just don't, I woke up early. I had a weird day yesterday. It was a good day, but it was weird. Like I did stuff that I don't normally do. Um, I went to I think I got misgendered. That's another thing that like I forgot about almost. Um, I think I've been misgendered more like lately. Um, and it's kind of, I don't know what to think about it. Like it's kind of it's kind of like in a way like I don't hate it. Um, I don't know. I I don't know. I hmm. I think it helps to find the other gays. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I feel okay. So I don't know. I might be completely off. I might be completely off, but I haven't been getting out way too much lately. So I feel like I'm a little more, you know, uh, like with other humans' energies, I'm kind of a little more in touch with that, I guess. Like I'm not like so like I guess desensitized to like other people's energies cuz like I'm like being around people that I'm not normally around. Like for example, at a coffee shop, I'm not like normally around these people. Like yes, I recognize the barista, but I'm not normally like in that setting. Like it's a familiar shop and everything, and I go there a lot. Have been there for decades, gone there a lot, but you know, it's new um, in the last, at least, I don't think I've been there in the last like 3, 4 years, maybe. Like maybe I have. I remember last going there getting smoothies at night and then walking down to the beach with some friends, and that was before 2019. It was like 2018, 2017. It was a long time ago. That's the last time I remember going there. And we didn't even stay. We got smoothies and took a walk. And so I don't really know um, what they. Uh, I don't really know. Like I'm feeling kind of. Yeah, like I'm just doing a lot of new stuff, but um, so you know the people I see, I'm not like familiar with them. You know, like when you go to the same places all the time and you see the same people. Um, so there's this dispensary I go to that like they kind of know me. Like they don't like know me, but it's like they see me and like recognize that I've been there before. You know, um, and there are some places like that, but there aren't a lot of places locally in LA anymore that I'm like very familiar with going all the time because I haven't been going to a whole lot of places till recently. And yeah, I just wanted to clear the holidays and make sure I didn't get sick and stuff because you know things were going around and add other things going on too. It wasn't just only that. I just haven't really felt up to it either. It's just, you know, um, but also, you know, it's just a lot to go out sometimes. And it's not like, okay, I'm starting to go out more and in San Diego. It's like, no, I'm starting to go out more and in LA. Um, because I've been in San Diego pretty much all this time up until like summer. And so it's been a little bit harder to get out. But there are some things that are still like similar. Like I have seen like there was a worker, or at least over summer, one of the workers at Subway. She was one of the people who worked there since I was in high school. Like there was and just like I said, the barista yesterday, and there's some places where I like recognize some people. The mechanic that works on our cars, like he's still the same mechanic that I've always known. Like he knew me when I got my car. He knew me when I was learning to drive. Um, so yeah, like there's a lot of people still kind of like locals around town, and but it's just not familiar. Like I don't have like a familiar like life routine out here. Like when I was working, I was just working all day. Like I wasn't really like having like any more of a routine that was different from what I was doing in San Diego. Like different places, different people, but you know, I wasn't, you know, I was still like waking up working, you know. The only thing I really changed was I started podcasting in the mornings before work a little bit more often and podcasting like later when I had times and breaks in my shift and things, and I realized I was podcasting like a lot. Like I was like, dang, like you know, I had more energy for podcasting than for work, for my job working. But yeah, like people don't know me out here. Not really. A lot of people don't. I'm not as familiar as I used to be with things, you know. Uh, and things feel a little different. Um, but yeah, when I was at this vet office with a friend, you know, this the lady who was sitting next to me, she had a dog that kept kind of coming over my way, um, and I noticed the lady kept referring to me as friend. Not no no, she kept referring to me as they. She kept saying they. Um, or them, like give, you know, like come away from them, come away from them. you know, and I was kind of thinking like, why didn't she say her? Because not all the time, like at first I was like, because I was with a friend, but then when the friend wasn't there, she was still saying them when the dog kept coming over near me. And so I was kind of like, huh, like, I don't know, what, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, was she referring to me as them? Or, because I feel like usually people would say her, but I think she meant to say them. And that was cool. I didn't really mind it, but it was also kind of like, I don't know what to do with it. I've noticed people sometimes don't really know what to say to me. Like they don't really know what is going on sometimes. Um, I noticed that a little bit, that people don't really know what's going on when they see me sometimes. Um, I went to a burger place for a turkey burger for after lunch. It was like early supper because I ate at like 3. And yeah, the cashier was kind of like friend, referring to me as friend. And then after that point, once I said my name for the order, then she started referring to me as Miss and Ma'am. And it's things like that that I kind of like notice. And then this other guy at these dogs, man. So this other guy had this dog. So when I went, I was sitting down, waiting, and then there were people still coming up to the counter, and they call your name when you're ready. And so this she calls my name. There are people at the register. The guy first at the register had a dog, and then there was another guy standing next to him along the path that I would walk to like pick up my order. And so I'm trying to pass by the guy who doesn't have the dog, but I can't pass because the dog is like blocking the space where I would walk. And so the guy with the dog who's actually at the counter is like, hey, like talking to his dog, like, hey, get away, let him through, like get away from him, kind of thing. And I'm just like, and then the lady calls my name again, and she's like, Miss, like whatever, like saying my name, and then she calls me like ma'am, and again, and like I'm just kind of like, like what, like, and I don't know if the other guy said anything, and I was just like, I don't know what to say. I'm just picking up my burger. Like I'm not gonna like correct him. He was talking to his dog, and like I overheard what he said, but I'm like, I get why you would say he or him. I was kind of dressed like one of the local like skater kids. Like I get it. Like I know what I look like, you know. Like I was wearing board shorts. I mean, the shirts I have are kind of fitted, but I mean, I don't know. Like they're not. I wouldn't call them baggy, but I'm also not like. I don't know. I think it's obvious that I have boobs. I think it's obvious, but I don't know. I guess if you look at the whole package, maybe it's not that obvious. And I think I was wearing all black. It's not, you know, yeah, I don't know. And the hat, I think the hat throws people off because I wear like fitted caps a lot too. So I was wearing a fitted cap, and I think that throws people off too. But also, like, I know how I dress, and I expect, sometimes for people to kind of like not really, uh, you know, know exactly 110% like what is up. And, I'm used to different reactions. I'm not upset by it, but it's kind of something that's like on my mind. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know what I think of it. Uh, but also, I think it's giving out other signals that I've kind of noticed a little bit, just getting out and around town and stuff. It's kind of, I don't know, I think people look for different reasons. But yeah, like it's I don't think I'm dressing any differently. I don't know. Like I'm wearing caps a lot more now, but I don't think I'm dressing like that differently. In my opinion, I'm not dressing too differently. Um, but I don't know. Maybe somebody could argue that, but I don't think I'm dressing that differently from what I normally wear. Um, Maybe my energy, like I'm more into it. I don't really know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just paying attention to it more. Uh, I just really don't know. Like, it's really tough for me to understand. Um, but I don't know. Like, I see people who dress like me all the time, you know? Like, they work at the gym, they work at they were at the coffee shop, they're all over town. And so, you know, like, I notice. And so it's like, you know, um, so I don't know. Like, I don't plan on changing the way I dress or anything. It's not like a problem. It's just kind of like, um, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Um, mm, I really just don't know what I think fully. Like, I'm not able to really dive into any like specific opinions. Like, I don't mind when it happens when I'm by myself. If I was with somebody else, I don't really know what I would think. Um, but yeah, I yeah. So all right, I'm gonna go record the other episode. But that's pretty much what I was up thinking about stuff, and I was like, well, let me just continue this. You know, um, kind of this method of thinking throughout the day for as much as I want to. Probably eat some breakfast in about an hour, and but yeah, there's no way this isn't on topic in any way. So I totally veered, but yeah, I just have a lot on my mind this morning already, and um, I plan to kind of like think through a lot of stuff, and um, like I don't know, I don't feel like there's anything that I'm like I've just got a lot on my mind, but it's not like in a negative way. Like it's not really stressing me out too much. It's just kind of like I'm interested in thinking about different angles on some things, and yeah, doing some writing too. But I don't know. I'm pretty hesitant about posting anything. Um, I feel like the stories I write are kind of weird, so like I don't really have a lot of representation of it either. Like as far as the types of stuff I read, like I consume other content, but like book wise, um, I don't have a whole lot of queer books. I have Electric Soul, um, by is it Sakrin or Saracen? Um, but yeah, well, with that, I'm gonna end this recording. But hopefully you enjoyed today's recordings. Have a good day.